because my father was famous for walking around and walking around and walking around in Fredericton, New Brunswick, where he was a professor of English. He also used to smoke a pipe, and in the wintertime he would be smoking his pipe as he walked around, and he'd knock the pipe out and put it in his pocket. So then one day he came home and my mother said, "What do I smell?" And sure enough, my father was on fire. He had put the pipe in his pocket and the smoke was billowing out. So he was well known as being a very absent-minded professor, walking around, writing his poems. Now this next clip is not him talking to this lady, it's actually the sound of the next poem, but it's part of the original problem with the footage that I have. However, I don't know who this person was either, but in the clip there's him discussing with her how to help her make her poem better. And this was very much what he spent his life doing, was helping people make their own poems better.
The rock pile. Right in the middle of the field, there stands a huge rock pile, but most of it is one big stone, a lump of rock that weighs a ton or more, too much for horses or for hands to budge. And there the man who cleared those lands, Jim Armstrong, in the days of brawn and grit, wrestled for weeks in vain to lever it. It broke his harness, traces, grappling bands. And so Jim covered up with little stones, the only thing in life he could not beat. But when new settlers came after a while to look and praise in awed, admiring tones the mighty rock pile in his field, he'd smile a distant smile and find the credit sweet.
My father's original, that was, you would see, is probably a sonnet. My father's original work that was first published, called The Stunted Strong, in 1956, was a series of sonnets on the people in the remote Carleton County farming community where he grew up, a poem like that one. And I suspect that was actually my grandfather that he was talking about, because the rock pile still exists on the family farm where my father was born and grew up, and where his brother still farms, and which our family has had since 1810. So I think that was also what he did as a poet, was to take the ordinary life of the people around him and turn it into the stuff of poetry.
My poetry, Pearls, came after a long period of not writing at all. After my daughter Carmen died, I felt very tired, and I did not really feel like doing anything. And I stayed in a state, I suppose, of suspended animation, or as near to that as I can get, until actually we took her ashes up to the graveyard in Centreville and buried them with her grandparents. How it was. The road we traveled was the usual one. Uphill and down it wound its way between pale fields of grain and woods of darker green, skirting the river where cool waters run glassy and blue beneath a summer sun. Along the way, scarce noticing, we passed houses, barns, pastures thick with cows. At last we stopped before a graveyard, journey done. At her grandparents' tomb I took a spade, turned up the sod, and put her urn beneath to be with them in place and time and death. Then, as I covered up the hole I made, my ears were opened, and I heard the strong and living sweetness of a robin's song.